Okay, today I'm pleased and honored to present to you Chomsky's government binding theory, as can be found in his book Lectures on Government and Binding, in which he suggests two approaches to the description of language, either one model, sorry, based on a system of rules, as we saw before, PS rules, lexical rules, transformational rules, or a model based on principles, and he suggests 7 principles, which are X bar. Well, if we start with X bar, it's a theory that has come to supersede PS rules. So, for instance, if you had the phrase "the nice girl," so girl would be the head noun, and nice would be N bar, and the nice girl would be N double bar. Okay? So this is X bar. And from X bar, he moves to government. In fact, there are two approaches to the study of syntax. One based on dependency, and one on constituency. If we start with constituency, we would say that the nice girl, these 3 words constitute one unit, which is called the noun phrase, or in X bar terms, and then double bar. But as far as government is concerned, it's a dependency approach to language. You say that one word is affected by another. So for instance, in the phrase John's hair, hair governed John, and if you had a pronoun, you'd say his hair. And this leads us to the 3rd principle, which is case. So John's hair is genitive. You cannot say he hair or him hair. You have to say his hair. So this is the genitive case. Whereas he is the nominative case, him the objective case, and of course his is the genitive case. And then he moves to the something more semantic, which he calls theta theory or thematic theory. So for instance, in my book on page 59, you have a good example, which is John rolled the ball to the bottom of the hill. So here the theme of this sentence is the ball. And the agent is John, and the location is the bottom of the hill. Now, binding is also a semantic theory. So take, for example, the sentence, John thinks he is clever. Well, he is ambiguous. It's either himself or a second person. Another example would be, the doctor told the patient he was insane. Well, in fact, this sentence has got 3 readings. Either he refers to the patient, or to the doctor himself, or to a 3rd person, right? Now, control theory is also a reference theory, a semantic theory. So for instance, if we said John tried to frighten Mary, we know in traditional grammar even that every verb needs a subject. So here the verb tried, for tried you have John, but then who is the subject of frighten? Well, Chomsky suggests an empty category, a hidden pronoun, which is controlled, as far as reference is concerned, by the first John. So John tries John, that is himself, to frighten Mary. But finally, you have the bounding theory. Remember that starting from the AST, Chomsky tried to pick up a generalization about all the transformations and reduce them to just move alpha. So in passive, raising, etc., just moving items from one position to the other. But this movement is not totally free. It's constrained by islands, to put it in Haj Ross's terminology. So for instance, if you had a critical review of my latest book has just appeared, it's extraposition, but suppose someone wanted to ask a question about my latest book and said, what a critical review of just appeared doesn't work because it has gone out of the Alcatraz prison, which is not possible. It was done only one time. Thank you.